Let's do a quick market breakdown. Today we got CPI report. CPI came out at 3.5. The market we're expecting 3.8. So that's good news for the market. Tech rebounded. SPY did rebound. However, tech is selling off right now. And if you look at the daily chart on the Qs, you see we've been trading in this wedge pattern for the past couple of weeks now, or even since the beginning of June. We did broke to the downside last week. We did break yesterday on solid volume. And today, even though we got good news on CPI, we are selling off, right? If we take out the lows from yesterday, this could be a bad sign for the Qs that we're going to continue into this direction. Um, there is lows at 700. If we can go sub 700, there is a big possibility that we close this gap down here at 685, 684, somewhere around there, 682. All right. That's a possibility. That's the area to watch if you are trading the Qs, somewhere around there. We could test here, and if we can't bounce, then I mean, who knows? We could test the 160 again. All right, but one of the reasons why I believe the CPI didn't do much for the market is because energy is still up. Energy has been trading higher for the past since the beginning of June, well, the beginning of July, and energy plays a big role in CPI data. If energy continues to go higher, that means that um, the next CPI and the following CPI from that could show that inflation is creeping higher. And if inflation is creeping higher, then the Fed is going to probably hold rate steady or even start talking about rate hikes again. Okay, so we need to pay attention to that. The SPY, nothing's going on over here. Did get a bounce this morning, but we are flat, failing to take out the highs from 2 days ago, failing to take out highs from mid-June. Mid-June. If we do roll over again, we could just trade back down to the bottom of the range, which is about 716, 715. If we do start bouncing, then you want to watch maybe 755. If we can take out 755, then we could probably take out 760, which is all-time highs. Look for a retest and trade higher. Until then, I mean, there's no trade right here. SPY is just basically sideways. Let's take a look at maybe some other stocks. Let's take a look at Google. Google failed to break over these resistance here for the past couple of weeks now. We are trading back lower. We did test the 160. What is that? At the end of July, at the end of June. If we can hold this level right here and bounce, any trade over anything over 375 could be a possible long back to 400s. Until then, sit on your hands, watch this. There's nothing to do here. Okay. Take a look at Amazon. Amazon's doing the same thing. Can't break out of this resistance right here. It's struggling. However, we have the 160 right here as support. 20 moving average is support also. If we can break out of this resistance level right here, possibly get like maybe a retest, have this 20 start curling, then this is a trade probably back up into the 270s, 278, testing all-time highs. This one you need to keep an eye on. Amazon. However, if we fail right here and break out, then well, a lot of downside. 215, maybe gap fill 214. Pay attention to Amazon also. One that you need to pay, like this one is a really good setup. And this is NVDA. NVDA trading in this channel down. We did bounce on the 160 multiple times. Traded back up to the top of the traded back up to the top of the channel, broke out of the channel, retested, and now we're holding the 20. If we can get the curl back higher, and again, like Amazon, look out for the breakout of these levels and off we probably go back to all-time highs. This one looks more like Apple because Apple did the same thing. Traded it in this channel down, broke out of the channel. It didn't retest like NVIDIA is doing right now, but it did break out of the channel and took off back up to all-time highs. Today, market is flat. Even, I mean, we did get a gap down on Apple, but we're still in this area, right? We're still in where the previous all-time highs were. So Apple is still strong. We're still showing strength, right? 20 moving average still trending higher. Even if Apple comes back down and tests this 20 moving average, this still would still be strong. So keep an eye on Apple. I'm gonna give you a stock that I feel like you should be also watching, and this is Realty Income. Real estate sector has been pretty bullish, and we are trading higher. We did have this resistance level right here. We broke out of that in the beginning of July, retested, and we're bouncing now. So what you're gonna look for is to take, if we can take out these levels, then it's probably back to the high, well, this year highs, because this is not all-time highs. This is the highs from back in March. So if we could continue higher and take out these highs back to 67, 68 is a possibility. This could be a possibly swing trade that could be very profitable and it's low risk. It's not as volatile as anything in the tech sector. Move over here, take a look at SoFi. You know, a lot of people like to watch SoFi. SoFi been trading sideways. However, since end of May, it's been trending higher, putting in higher lows, and we're back at the top of the range right here. We do have some resistance with a 160 because it's still trending lower. So what I'm going to look for is maybe a push back into this 160 moving average and then a rejection. At that point, I'm going to look for some kind of support to hold, maybe back into this area, the $18 area, and then a curl higher. Until then, I'm just going to pay attention to it maybe a week or so from now. This is Robinhood. Robinhood did break out of its range, retested, and then it's pushing higher. This is what I hope to happen with SoFi. Break out of the range, maybe break out over the 160 moving average, retest, and then push higher. This will confirm that the trend is changing or the trend is going to continue in SoFi. Okay, so keep an eye for SoFi, keep an eye on NVDA, keep an eye on Realty Income, and Amazon and Google. I'm giving you all the stocks. NVIDIA more so than anything else. Also Amazon. This is Palantir. Palantir again, daily, not looking too pretty, even though, I mean, we're back into this area where we traded for the past, since April. It's just been basically sideways. And you could go back even further, back into February, where we've just been trading in this area. So if we do push higher, then there's a possibility that we could test the top of the range. I mean, I don't like that the 160 is probably going to meet this in the middle of the range, which would probably just act as some form of resistance and push this over unless we have some kind of catalyst with earnings. But until then, you just need, there's nothing to see here. Um, AMD, used to love trading AMD. I really don't like looking at the daily nowadays because it's just been choppy up and down. However, there's not much to say over here. There's not much to see, and not definitely not anything to say. AMD is just crazy. All right, but that's it.